You want to see something that pisses me off? So I think it was probably like 3 or 4 months ago that I tested all these various scan tools on a Stelvio Quadrifoglio, right? And they've just been sitting in their box ever since then. And you know, I definitely charged them up before I put them in their boxes. But I bet we're gonna see something kind of interesting here. This case is kind of funny the way it's packaged together. I don't really like the way they did that, but you know, that's kind of not the thing that we're gonna talk about right now, so it's no big deal. But yeah, let's go ahead and hit the power button and see if this thing powers on. Well, it is powering on, so that's a good sign. Nice little via diag loading screen. All right, as soon as it powers on, it wants us to update. I don't really think we would need to update right this second. But the thing I wanted to call your attention to was the battery. It had dropped down from 100% to 75% in, you know, what was that, just 3 months. You know, that's not too bad. That's okay. We might kind of expect something like that. Let's check out the X tool to see how it is. And it comes in basically the same case. Honestly, I think the X tool and the VI Diag are basically the same thing. There's obviously some differences in the front end design, but it kind of seems like the back end software is the same. Pop this guy out, power it on. This thing's asking to update too, but we'll go ahead and X out of that. And this one says it's 76% battery. So yeah, okay, all right, not too bad. So how about we check out the more professional one, the launch. And this thing's asking for an update too. I kind of don't want to right now. But yeah, there you go. It's at 87%, so you know, a little better than these guys. And this launch is still complaining about updates. And you know, these things don't update for free forever. I can't remember what the launch was. I think it was like 2 years of free updates. And then these other two, maybe had 3, or maybe this one was just 1 and these were 2, I can't remember, whatever. But anyway, let's take a look at the least professional one out of all these, quote unquote, you know, the Mucar. Go ahead and power this bad boy on. And you know, these things really don't get a whole lot of use with me. I mostly work on vintage cars. And I'm trying to think if I even use these things at all since I did that video with the Stelvio. But hey, look at that. The Mucar is up at 91%. Now, how about y'all tell me why you think that maybe some of these kind of run down their batteries after they sit for a little while, and some of them don't. Oh, and there's 2 other scan tools I had that are missing right now. It was the ThinkScan and the Ansell DS300, I think it was. But I can tell you the DS300 specifically, I hadn't powered that thing on in over a year, I think it was, probably about a year. And the ThinkScan was doing the same thing that the Mucar is. I mean, they're the same company. So you would kind of expect them to be basically the same. But yeah, so why do you think that the Mucar might not use as much battery when it's sitting idle as all these other scan tools do? Do you think perhaps that these scan tools are trying to do something even when they're turned off? You know, I don't really know. You know, so maybe someone who wants to invest a little bit more time in it than I do can, you know, fire a Wireshark and see if these things are actually trying to connect to the network even when they're turned off. But something is definitely causing these guys to drain their battery even when they're off. And the Mucar, ThinkCar, and Ansell don't. And you know what the biggest difference is between the Mucar and these other 3? And this is the thing that really gets me, is the Mucar doesn't require you to sign in to use it at all. You pull it out and fire it up and it's good to go. And updates are free for life on this thing. All these other ones require you to like actually set up an account, and you have to register to actually use them. And I know you guys are gonna say like, yeah, that's just how everything works these days. You always have to set up an account and register and like give them your email address, your date of birth, and promise your firstborn child, all this other nonsense. But I just showed you that there are other tools that you do not have to do that with. And I'm gonna name them again. The Mucar, the ThinkScan, and the Ansell. None of those required a login before you could use it. And I think it's way past the time that we say no more of this bullshit. I don't want to have to sign up for nothing. I don't want to have to pay a subscription. I just want to buy the tool and freaking use the tool. And I'd even be willing to pay more so that I don't have to go through that stupid nonsense of setting up user accounts and having them probably collect my data and all this other nonsense. But what's amazing is that the cheapest freaking scan tool on the little table here is the Mucar. The only one that doesn't require a DNA sample to operate is the cheapest. And from my testing, this thing actually works pretty darn good. I would actually rather use this one over both the X tool and the VI Diag, or V-Diag tool. Sorry, I've been saying this thing wrong, I guess, this whole time. Now the launch, this one is like a really good scan tool. And I don't know, someone actually told me that they're the ones who make the software for Snap-on and like some other companies too. So yeah, you know, the launch is solid, but it's also the most expensive and their subscriptions are more expensive. So I don't know, there might be something in here that like someone really has to have. But man, like I said, the Mucar and the ThinkScan, they've been really capable for me. So yeah, that's it. Not a super long video. I just wanted to throw that out there. you guys should really vote with your dollars. And, you know, I guess if you don't mind signing up for bullshit, go ahead and buy like these other scan tools. But yeah, none of that for me, especially not when there's other options available. I've worked in IT for a really long time, as well as the mechanical stuff, and I've seen the whole software as a service thing take over all applications, and it's been an absolute cancer. I cannot stand how everything is a freaking subscription now. And I hate seeing that cancer spread to the automotive sector too. It sucks. Microtransactions, and you know, that's what your updates are. Your updates are freaking microtransactions. Yeah, none of that. We're not doing that anymore. So like I said, vote with your dollars. Buy a MooCar, buy a ThinkScan, I guess buy an Ansel. I haven't tested any of their like larger scanners. Hopefully their larger scanners are good too, but yeah, I don't know. Well, there you go. Thanks for watching.